Ex-leaders demand jailed Venezuela politicians be freed. A group of former world leaders has sent an open letter to the Venezuelan government expressing its concern for the difficult social, economic and political situation in Venezuela. The group also urged the release of opposition leaders who were jailed for allegedly inciting violence. The letter was signed by 26 ex-leaders from Latin America, Europe, Africa and Asia. Venezuela has not yet responded to their appeal. Deadly protests. The signatories are members of the Madrid Club, an independent organization made up of former heads of state and government. They include former Brazilian President Enrique Cardoso, the ex-leader of Mexico, Felipe Calderon, as well as former Polish President Alexander Kwasniewski, Dutch ex-Prime Minister Ruud Lubbers and the former President of Nigeria, Olusegun Obasanjo. In their letter, they call for the release of all those citizens who are in prison today for having exercised their right to freedom of expression, including Caracas Mayor Antonio Ledesma and opposition leaders Leopoldo Lopez and Daniel Ceballos. They go on to demand that former Spanish Prime Minister Felipe González be allowed to travel to Venezuela to work with Mr. Lopez's defense counsel. They also claimed their right to appear in the oral hearing of Leopoldo Lopez scheduled for mid-May. Mr. Lopez handed himself in to the authorities in February last year. He is on trial on charges of inciting violence at mass protests which swept through Venezuela in the first half of last year. 43 people from both sides of the political divide died during several months of protests. Venezuela's National Assembly last week declared Mr. González persona non grata after President Maduro accused him of waging a psychological war with the aim of destabilizing Venezuela. Last month, President Maduro called Felipe González a lobbyist, who is getting a huge salary in euros for publicly joining the campaign against Venezuela, backing the coup against the country, the coup against me. Felipe González, who trained as a lawyer before becoming Prime Minister of Spain from 1982 to 1996, had announced earlier that he would join the team defending Mr. Lopez and Mr. Ledesma. Mr. Ledesma was arrested in February and charged with conspiracy. He is accused of backing an alleged plot to depose President Maduro. Mr. Ledesma, like Mr. Lopez and Mr. Ceballos, is a member of the opposition. Their supporters say the charges against them are politically motivated, but the government argues they want to violently overthrow the democratically elected government of Mr. Maduro.